Welcome to Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. My name is Eva and I'm so happy to have you here with me. Today I want to talk about the difference between what you want versus what you desire. A lot of people get stuck in the wanting part and they make themselves miserable. They make themselves sick. Now realizing that what they want is not actually what they need in that particular moment. Now, I'm sure you can remember in your childhood that particular toy that you really desired and you cried day and night to your parents to get you that toy because you felt like a world would end. If you didn't get that particular toy, right, you will cry, you'll make their lives miserable. Of course, as children, we tend to overblow things out of proportion, right? And finally, your parent finally relented and got you that toy. And what happened? You were happy in that moment. You were happy for a couple of days and you thought this is the most amazing thing. And then after a couple of days, it ends and you're on to the next toy that you will absolutely die if you didn't have. And we've gone through so many of these cycles as children, right? In adulthood, that might look like looking at or admiring a particular thing that a friend of yours has or a particular colleague has. Maybe you admire someone else's relationship, and you want to have a partner like that. Maybe you admire the kind of house that your friend lives in. Maybe you desire a particular kind of car because you feel that your life will be made so much happier if at all you had these things in your life. And a lot of people get stuck in this desire. They're so miserable, they cry out to God, please help me get this, please help me get this, because my life will never be happy as long as I don't have these things. And that's well and good. Okay, it's good to have desires because desires are actually what form or help us make our day-to-day choices. It's what we work towards, what basically we work for in life, right? There's a reason why you work so hard in order to be able to afford all of these things. It's kind of like our desires are what drive us forward to make us better. But what people don't realize is that a lot of the things we desire are not actually the things that we need in that moment. So getting stuck in that knowledge of I want this, and not realizing that the want is, I'm going to repeat this again, is not what you need in that particular moment based on now your soul's perspective. Because here's the thing, right? The minute that your needs don't match your soul needs, there's usually a conflict there. That's when people now end up suffering because your soul has a higher perspective. Your soul is able to see it from a different angle. So you might look at it like, if I had this car, my life is gonna change tremendously. If I attract this kind of partner, my life is gonna change tremendously. But your soul is able to look at it from a higher perspective and know, if you had this car and maybe it's a really fast car, a couple of months from now you're gonna get into an accident in that car, so I'm not gonna give you this car. If you have this kind of partner, chances are this person is going to make you miserable after a couple of years, and you do not want that. That will not be a situation that's going to help us evolve. But because we don't have that inner connection or inner intuition to help us realize that this is not actually what will work best for us, a lot of us end up making ourselves miserable because we don't have what we want. Look at it also from this example, right? A child being told by the parent that they need to go to bed. So what they desire in that moment for the child is, I want to stay up late and I want to watch all the cartoons or all the TV shows that's possible. But the parent knows that tomorrow is a school day. If this kid does not go to bed early, they're gonna end up unfocused tomorrow. They're gonna end up angry and not able to do anything constructive because they will not have gotten enough rest. So the parent will look at it like, I need to make sure or force my kid to go to bed even if they don't want to. And this is what happens with the soul. Your soul recognizes, yeah, you might want to do this, but this is not for your highest good because it's based on an egoic kind of need, right? It realizes that if I give this person this particular thing, they're gonna end up way worse than where they currently are right now. It's going to end up messing them up. So I'm not going to relent to you. I'm gonna put you on a different path. And what usually happens sometimes when, the parent gives in and is like, you know what? It's your life. You wanna stay up late. Guess who's going to end up suffering? It's not the parent who's going to end up suffering. It's you who's going to end up suffering. And you might have experienced that in this way, that maybe there's a particular thing that you desired, right? For some people, they've shared that they wanted to attract a particular partner and they had someone specifically in mind. They end up getting to a relationship with this partner only to realize that they were nothing like what they had imagined them to be, that the relationship is nothing like what they had intention to have, because clearly that person was not meant to be in their life, but because they were so stuck on their want, and finally the universe is like, you know what, do you want this relationship, go ahead and have it, because they realize that maybe us telling no is not working, maybe you having to experience the pain of that is what is going to teach you. So the universe has a funny way of teaching us, right? And if you're not aware in that moment, you might manifest something that you thought you wanted, but it's actually going to end up making you more miserable. So why am I sharing this? I just want you, if you're watching this and maybe you're stuck on wanting something and you're wondering, why on earth is this thing not manifesting in my life? Like, why is this not happening? Right? And you keep on asking the universe, there's a reason for that. And how I tend to look at it is that a delay in getting something is actually God's protection. You don't know what you're being protected from. You actually have no way of knowing what the future holds for you, right? You have no way of knowing that this thing that maybe you're turning your back on is something that you actually need, because you're so stuck on the egoic perspective. Your ego might be telling you that, I'm going to stay with this particular group of friends because if I lose them, then I'm not going to have a life tomorrow. I won't be going to the parties and all that and having fun. But your soul knows, if you stay with these people, they're going to end messing you up even worse than you are right now. You're going to end up losing your family. You're going to end up losing your job based on sticking with these friends. So your soul has a way of knowing or seeing it from a different angle. But when it's happening in that particular moment, you, as long as you're tapped into the ego, you're not able to tell what is actually happening. You're miserable, you're sad, you all of this, you're making all the wrong choices. So my advice to you is that you need to connect to your inner guidance. You need to work hand in hand with your soul and your ego's will so that they're at par. Where most people actually end up suffering is whenever they have certain expectations of something, and once those expectations are not met, they end up being miserable. They're expecting not to be stuck in traffic, and now the traffic has happened and they're like, I wasn't expecting this, I'm gonna be miserable. And maybe the traffic happened so that it could save you from an accident that could have happened had you not found this traffic. Do you see the difference right now? So every time, every moment, we are always given what we need for that particular moment. So if you're struggling with tapping into, or maybe you're stuck in their knowledge of, I don't have this, and all that, I want you to take a moment and just take a couple of breaths and ask yourself, do I have everything I need for this particular moment? Do I have food? Do I have water? Do I have air to breathe? Do I have a place to sleep? Do I have amazing connections all around me? Because those are kind of the things that we tend to take for granted, but they actually mean so much. Try imagining your life without access to clean water right now. That you're not able to drink water, actually you'll only be able to survive for a couple of days. Try imagining your life without oxygen to breathe. You wouldn't even last more than a minute, right? You'll be dead. So the very fact that you actually have access to all of these things, that the universe, some of it is actually granted to us for free, all the connections that we have. There's a miracle in all those little things. So if you're able to take a breath and realize that I have everything I need for this particular moment, living in the present moment is actually so essential, because so many people get stuck either in the past, in the mistakes they made in the past, or they get stuck worrying about the future that they're creating, not realizing by worrying about that future, they're creating that thing that they're so worried about. So the best thing you can do is just return yourself into this present moment, taking a couple of deep breaths, very deep breaths through your belly, letting your belly expand when you take an inhalation. And then when you exhale, just reminding yourself that I have everything that I need in this particular moment. And you can do that as many times as you want in a day. No one is restricting you on the number of times you can do this particular exercise. Keep reminding yourself that. And trust that at whatever point, at the perfect moment for you, the perfect timing for you, that thing that you think you desire or that you think you want will come into your life at the right moment. Not a minute before, not a minute after. It will come at the right moment that will have the highest good for you and also for all the people around you. So that's the lesson I want you to tap into. If you resonate with this, comment down below and share with me your perspective on this. I'm always curious to hear. Subscribe to my channel if you've not yet subscribed, and also click on the notification bell that's next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any content I share out here. And if you're curious, if you're struggling with actually connecting to your inner guidance and you want to have access to your intuition and clear anything that's blocking you from hearing that voice clearly, from guiding you on a day-to-day basis, you can check out the 2 modalities I do work with, one of which is quantum flow, which is all about biohacking your nervous system and releasing all the stuck energy that's in your nervous system that's actually causing you to attract different kind of experiences that are based on who you were on the past. What happens is that all the trauma that you've experienced in your childhood, all the emotional wounds that you've been carrying all the way from childhood until now, they're all stored in your nervous system, and basically your nervous system sends out this vibration into the universe. Remember that we create your reality based on the vibration that we're sending out to the universe. If at all the vibration that's been sent out is based on who you were on the past, you'll keep on recreating the same past over and over again. So if you're ready to tap out of that experience and you're ready to release all this stuck energy and tap into the energy of manifestation, tap into physical, emotional, mental well-being, you can book a discovery call with me and ask all you want about a quantum flow session so that I can help serve you in this beautiful way and help you biohack your nervous system in the best possible way. And the second modality I work with is called the Akashic Record. It's actually called Soul Element, which is based on working with Akashic Records. And with this modality, you get to discover your soul identity. You get to discover who your soul really is. Who were you created to be? What gifts were you actually given by God? Because a lot of people don't even know what they're inherently gifted at. They assume that God didn't give them any gifts because maybe they can't sing, they can't dance, like all these amazing people they see all around them. But each of us is inherently gifted in our own unique way. So if you're curious to discover your own gifts, if you're curious to discover what lessons your soul actually came here to uncover, what karma you came to release as a soul that is stuck on your blueprint based on all the choices that you've made in your past life that are still affecting you currently because you're making the same mistakes right now. If you're ready to walk away from this negative karma and tap into your highest best potential, you can book again a discovery call and ask any question that you might have to learn more about what a soul element reading can do for you. And I hope I will get to see you on the other side and help you heal in this amazing and powerful way. For now, I'm sending you so much love, and I hope I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.